What's good, y'all? Welcome to Splizzy TV. Subscribe, salute. Make sure you like, comment. If you come across my page, make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Um, I've been going on speaking about my origins in hip hop. It's gonna be my third episode speaking on that. Um, and I'm not gonna recap. I want y'all to go back and do the knowledge to the origins. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna continue on with my history and how things rolled out. You know what I'm saying? So, um, speaking about me moving to Connecticut from the Bronx. When I moved to Connecticut, it was a culture shock. I didn't see as much hip hop as I saw back in the Bronx. Even though in the latter years, I was able to realize that hip hop was definitely alive in New London, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? But when I moved there, I didn't see that. Maybe because I was younger. I was a kid still. But yeah, so I moved to CT, moved into low income housing, um, and I met my brother Bones. Shout out to Bones. The people I was living with used to sell lean beds and shit. For those that don't know what lean beds is, they're like ices in the cup. Um, so Bones come to the crib one time, the first time to get a lean bed, and I opened the door. He was like, "Yo, y'all sell lean beds and all?" I'm like, "Yeah, hold on." So I got um, one of the people that I was staying at. One of them, they like, "Yo, if somebody want a lean bed or whatever," but instantly me and him connected. I could tell he wasn't from there. You know what I'm saying? And so we just started building, and ever since that day, man, we've been friends, turned into brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Um, he introduced me to his brothers. He had like three brothers, and he had a little sister. You know what I'm saying? And once I met them, it was just like all love, man. Shout out to the press click. You know what I'm saying? But with me meeting him, it was like, yo, we just organically, started talking about hip hop. Me finding out that they came from Brooklyn, um, and they was into the culture too. You know what I'm saying? And then it helped that they was Puerto Rican too. You know what I'm saying? So we instantly clicked, man. We became family. You know what I mean? And we started interacting, going to school together, and we made it to middle school together. And that's when we formed our clique. You know what I'm saying? And we started writing. Me and him started writing. Like I said previously, one of us was knowledge, one of us was wisdom. But it just they helped me get into the creativity of writing. You know what I'm saying? I thought I never tried it, and then I was trying it, and I was like, yo, I so damn this word rhymes with this word. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I already had a pulse for the music as far as for the beats and all that. So um, I would rhyme over certain songs. You know what I'm saying? That I liked it. You know what I'm saying? So that came along, and then Batty, his older brother, my brother Bat, shout out to Bat. He was already more advanced with writing, so we kind of like used to hear him and be like, "Yo, oh word, I bet." You know what I'm saying? So when we started sharpening our sword on the strength of Bat, and then what he was saying, type shit. So we was getting into it like that, and then we went to middle school, and we was like um, uh, really promoting our music thing, and people was liking what they was hearing, what we had to say. And then there was probably like two, three others in middle school that was doing the same thing at that time. One of them was Mike. I forgot Mike's name, man. Rest his soul. He passed away. Mike's MC name, but he was I found him to be advanced. He was nice, you know what I'm saying? You have Ron Wiggins, a few other cats that was rhyming, you know what I'm saying? But we would do lunchtime at the cafeteria, beating on the table, kicking our joints, you know what I'm saying? Everybody spitting their darts. But everybody was taking a liking to us, man, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, I know Batty was doing that in high school because he was in high school when we was in middle school. So it was just one moment, one event. You know what I'm saying? Bat, I know you probably gonna be mad I say this shit, but it was this one event. Bat came from the high school to the middle school, and he came upon a cipher we was having at the middle school. But he was trying to, Bat came in like showing out. He was like, yo, and I was like, yo, I was the one that was like, hold on, man. I spit a rhyme, and it was like this. It was like dissing them. You know what I'm saying? And I had, it was middle school, so the whole crowd was with me. They was like, oh, you know what I mean? So that I know Batty felt some type of way about that shit. You know what I mean? I never forget that shit. That shit was funny. But yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to Bat, man. You know what I mean? Because he nice, man. Bat, my brother's nice with it. You know what I'm saying? We got music. We got music that we recorded. But anyway, we end up becoming a group. You know what I'm saying? I think that, Bat, more or less was like, yo, let's become this group. Let's come together and do our thing. But, in the process of that, I'm coming of age. So I got into the game, started hustling. I caught my first case at 14. That just snowballed. I ended up doing time. But what benefited for me out of doing that time as a juvenile was that I never lost the touch of or the passion of writing. And so while I was away, I had more than enough time to write rhymes. And every time I would get released, I would just be sharper and sharper. I would come home and spit my bars and my thoughts, and they'd be like, yo, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, once we formed the group, man, I think we was all, to a certain degree, we was at a point where we just wanted to, show our skills, finding studios, finding where to go, you know what I'm saying? So that's when we became the Spectacular MCs. And that consisted of four of us, me, Bones, Batty, and Rope, you know what I'm saying? And when we formed that group, it was like Voltron, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's true what they say, man. Unity is the most powerfulest thing, man, you know what I'm saying? We became that force, and we just all had that passion at that time, and we was just trying to find our way, into the music biz, and just try to get on, he's trying to put on, you know what I mean? We all felt like, whatever we was hearing, we was just as good as that, you know what I'm saying? So, that became the group, and we ended up performing local at a few joints, especially the Sailfest, which we performed more than one time. And the Sailfest is like a big thing in a town where I'm from in New London, and we definitely was like forefronts as far as hip hop go to perform at a festival like that with a large crowd, and you know what I'm saying. We took it there. You know what I mean. But yeah, that's just a little bit more about my origins and how hip hop has been in my life since day one. You know what I'm saying. I got some more we gonna explore. I'm gonna tell you some more joints. You know what I mean. More shit that you know what I mean. Street shit, hip hop shit. You know what I mean. Because it all coincides, man. But yeah, tune in, check me out. If you bumping into my page, subscribe. If you subscribe, comment, like, you know what I mean? Hit the notification button, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, man, the big orca, Splizzy, you heard? Next time, peace.